Hypotheticats. Hey, it's me, David. Little announcement. Do you want the good news or the bad news? You all yelled bad, like really loud, like that kid in choir that like can't really sing, but he's like trying his best. He's yelling really loud like that. That was me in choir, and you yelled like that. I'll give you the bad news. This week when we recorded, we had David's worst nightmare happen. We were rolling, we were laughing, making those goofs you love, and then it just stopped recording. But of course, I didn't notice until after we were done. So the third segment, the end, and next week's Microtheticast are just gone. They happened, they were hilarious, and now they only exist in our memory. There's good news, though. We've still got Would You Rathers, we've still got the meat, and I've got a special surprise for you once that third segment rolls around. Stay tuned after the meet for a special little something something. And now, here's Mike saying, have you ever wondered why?
Have you ever wondered why?
When?
How much?
What if?
Well, you're in luck, because you're listening to the Hypotheticast.
3 best buds.
On a mission.
To ask all the questions?
And get all the answers.
Blazing, and I do think I'm amazing. You got the dignity to feel a little about yourself. I don't care what your preacher says. I got my own vicious ways. Only got one commandment, and it goes, I'm killing it. I'm killing it.
And we're here.
Hey, buds.
Welcome to the Hypotheticast.
Thanks. My name is David.
My name is Michael.
My name is Emily.
And we're here to do some sounds into your ears.
We're going to do them.
We're going to do them, and you're going to hear them.
How you doing, Emily?
I am very, very stressed out right now.
Because of us?
No, not at all. You guys are helping because you got me donuts. I'm in 2 Fringe Festival shows, and I have another couple performances, and I'm still house hunting. I'm not doing very well with managing my stress levels and letting go of things. So I'm trying to, and I'm actually really happy to be here because it will be a period of time in which I cannot think about any of those other things. And I'm also very grateful to be doing all those things. So I'm,
Yeah.
So it's all going to be okay. In about a week and a half, I'm going to be a happy camper.
It'll all be happening. David and I could pick out a house for you if that'll help.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
would you?
You want us to do
actually
it?
thought maybe you could combine them and just turn one of your Fringe shows into a weird sort of meta reality. Like it's a reality show where people have cameras, but the Fringe audience comes with on the house hunt to like go look at houses with you and Tanner. And it's just a very immersive, realistic, simulative experience where they get to live see you make decisions.
Let me talk to one of the directors of one of the shows I'm in and see if they'd be open to changing literally everything.
What's our theme this week, y'all?
Look out the window. It's dinosaurs.
Oh, they're right out there.
They're here.
Wow. Yeah, dinosaurs. Dinosaurs is our theme, which is pretty fun, pretty specific. Nice throwback to, 66 million years ago.
Yeah.
Or so.
I feel a little scared because
around then.
you guys have I think just a lot more innate. Maybe innate's the wrong.
Innate. I was born with this knowledge.
Yes.
You guys know more about dinosaurs than I do. That's just real. We're just gonna, I'm gonna name it, call
name
it out.
it.
I'm
Yep,
also gonna
there it
say I was in a theater for over 8 hours yesterday, so I thought maybe I would do a little bit of like errant research, but I didn't.
It's okay.
So I'm here. My little baby brain has no knowledge.
No,
it's
We're gonna
fine.
do this anyway.
I mean, I'm sure I had a dinosaur phase, and there were a lot of 80s dinosaur cartoons that I watched.
Yeah.
But it is interesting how dinosaurs are a big part of like little kid literature.
Yeah.
I just visited my niece and nephew. They demanded that I come visit them at their home in Fargo so I could play with all their
They
toys.
demanded.
They're like, you come to our house this time,
They
Miss
sent you
Uncle
a
Mike.
letter of summons.
And my niece is a great little writer, and she writes stories and comics, and she showed me her dinosaur book, which is just every page is a different dinosaur. And they're like really like, it's not just like T-Rex, Stegosauruses, it's like super long name ones. And then she wrote like what they eat and what they
That's
like do.
amazing.
And like
She made
she's
a little
super into it.
encyclopedia.
Dinosaur books are very prevalent. And I don't, it's interesting why that is. I think it's maybe because they're like fantastical creatures,
Yeah.
but maybe like parents who are worried about their kids learning devil magic. Like,
I don't know. I mean, there is that Venn diagram of people that also did not believe that dinosaurs existed.
That's true.
And they probably overlap quite a bit with the parents that are worried about their kids learning devil magic.
Dinosaurs are a good gateway into like science topics and like ecosystems, and like it's a fun way to approach that.
Because it's like a cast of characters. You can pick a favorite. Every kid loves picking favorites.
Fun to draw.
They are fun to draw. And we don't have official representations of what they look like.
Yeah, they had feathers,
you
probably.
You can kind of draw them however you want. And that makes them very appealing to like a kid's book artist to be like, I don't know, this one's red. Screw it. Like, no one knows, so it's red now.
Yeah.
There's a sign I've seen outside libraries that says, like, dinosaurs didn't read and now they're extinct. Coincidence? But I think the thing about that is that, like, when you look at a timeline of how long dinosaurs were around versus humanity, dinosaurs were around for so much longer than people have been. So let's not get too cocky, people.
Seriously.
Right now, things are kind of 50-50 as to if we're going to last another 50 years or not. So.
Hear that, libraries?
Yeah.
Watch your back.
Those dinosaurs are going to come back.
What libraries should be saying is the dinosaurs never had Amazon, and look how long they lasted. But they had libraries, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to know.
I do think, like, what do you think dinosaurs did for fun? I mean, they were around for so long. They
I think
must
a lot
have
of
had
like
hobbies,
probably
right?
Nintendo 64 specifically.
That's
I think
what
they
they
played
had?
a lot of N64,
Oh,
like
okay.
Super Smash Brothers, Mario
makes
Kart.
sense.
Yeah, I have to say, just as something that like feels like it should be said at the beginning of this episode.
Oh, I'm nervous.
I was that kid that was really into dinosaurs for like many, like dinosaurs and trains. It's very sad that Dinosaur Train is a property for children now. If that had existed when I was a kid,
Oh, it is?
I might have exploded. Dinosaur Train is pretty fun.
Is this a show?
I think it's a show. And also like series of books and stuff like that. It's just some cartoon
get on that
dinosaurs that
train.
hang out on a train. Yeah, it's awesome.
Better than the Polar Express.
I love it. And I would have loved it even more as a kid because those were my two favorite things. So it's been a while since that time, but there's a very soft spot in my heart for dinosaurs. And I love all of them, every one.
Love all dinosaurs.
Did you say soft spot or soft part or soft,
A soft
spart?
spot.
He said
a
soft spart.
Spart of my heart. A soft
Emily-
spart of my heart.
Yeah.
What's the first segment that you're preparing for?
The first segment that I've put a lot of time and thought into is Would You Rather, which is a segment that we invented. It's a game where one of us asks the other one's questions that have two options, and we have to pick which one we would rather have exist. We put the call out on our Facebook page, and we got a lot of responses.
Oh, yeah.
You
yeah.
love
You guys
dinos.
really like dinosaurs, so you're welcome.
You're welcome.
My first question, this is from Libby Malone, by the way,
Hey, Libby.
who made some rad fan art for us recently.
Yeah.
Would you rather have T-Rex arms or a Brontosaurus neck? Both of these would be on your normal body.
Uh-oh.
Do they replace my arms or they add on to?
Is the neck just like coming out of my torso?
I'll just
Or
assume
is
it
It
replaces
would
our actual
replace
neck. or
your
arms.
I think
actual
so.
neck or arms, yes.
I
Oh,
want
man.
the neck.
That's a good question.
T-Rex arms, like that just makes my life worse. Neck,
That's what
I feel
I
like I
think
can
about neck.
still.
Yeah, me too.
I could still live.
You know
I
how
mean,
long you can still live with the tiny T-Rex arms too.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like, I
David,
could
you'd have
see
to
it tall
buy like
stuff.
a fancy house with super high ceilings.
Finding a bed that could actually fit you. Like those necks don't curl around a lot. You know,
Right.
like you'd have to sleep, you'd have to dig a hole through your wall and like just stick it out the side of your house.
You wouldn't be able to enter so many places. Like you would probably go to like Target because they have high ceilings.
Yeah, Target or
Yeah,
Walmart.
yeah, I'd
many
spend a
big
lot of time
box
in
stores would be
Target.
your only, or outdoor markets, I guess.
Like you couldn't go into like cute antique stores
Yeah,
or
no-
like
no
friends'
antique book.
apartments.
It would only be like a 20-foot neck. That's not so bad.
Oh, not so bad. Yeah,
You're committing to this
Oh
answer.
my god.
yeah, definitely T-Rex arms because that long neck is just going to make it hard to be around things. I could walk around and live my normal life with the T-Rex arms. It would just make little tasks harder.
What do they have? 3 fingers? 4 fingers?
I don't know.
Because if we're also going scale, like we talked about with the neck, it's not just that I have a long neck, it's that I have a 20-foot neck. So T-Rex arms on your body might actually be huge. You might have giant hands.
But they'd still be like coming out of our chest.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be really weird looking. Like probably twice as big as your head coming out of your chest.
I still
Which sounds
feel
pretty
like
terrifying.
I feel like Brontosaurus neck would be
That's too much.
too hard to live with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's enough adaptive technology for people that do have arm issues,
Yeah.
like that you'd be able to find a way to like find a computer that you could use or find other stuff. But for a bronze, like you'd just be so tall.
I'd be stuck outside.
How?
all the time.
Yeah, where would
That's
you
it.
get a scarf to cover your whole neck?
Yeah,
It'd be
what if
so
I got
hard.
cold?
Yeah, you need like 5 scarves.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a way that I could be useful to society, and I think the only way would be like I could go to the state fair and help people find their group.
Or you could let people
You
look
know,
at you
like-
for money.
Like when you're like, where are those people in this big crowd? They're like, oh, I can't see them, and I'll be like, I got you, and then I'm just like, oh, they're over there, and let me pick you up with my mouth.
Can you
and put
find my
over
brother?
there.
He's like white and like kind of tall, and he has like kind of brown hair, and he's wearing like a gray t-shirt.
Yeah,
You could be a fire watcher.
yeah. I wouldn't even need a tower. That would be useful. I definitely think I could get a better job as a neck person than as a hand person.
But your life would be more
But my life would be
complicated.
more limiting. I think being a ranger actually would be the dream. Just being in a wilderness all the time, looking out for fires. I'd be really good at that.
There you go.
I could hang out outside all
All
the
right,
time.
you can
and
live your
I'd be
life.
a freak. People would come see me
Solved
because I'm a
it.
freak.
Yeah, look at the freak in the woods.
This is from Brianna Ives, and this is sort of tangential to dinosaurs, not directly.
Oh, fun.
Would you rather live in a world that has the geography of Pangea or what we have now?
Ooh, so Pangea being one continent?
Yes.
Is that what it was?
Yes, it's the
was all
great
one-
continent.
I want that one just because it's more interesting. I mean, whatever. Like this world, I've been in it for 30 years and it's fine, I guess. But I want to know what it would be like to not invent boats.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we might have invented
Yeah, we
Probably
probably
would
still
invent
would.
boats.
yeah,
still.
but like not for travel. We would have invented boats, but maybe even for travel. Now that I think about it, you could still like go from one side of the continent. Like if you wanted to go to the other side, you could go around it on a boat, and that might be faster than walking across it or whatever. Our systems of travel and the way that we governed it would probably be a lot different.
The geography of Pangea would be good for everyone. Because I'm thinking about in biblical mythology of the Tower of Babel myth, right? Which is about how like we got too proud and tried to reach God, and then he made everyone have different languages. But really,
It's one of my favorite myths.
It's
so
crazy,
good.
right?
It's like, hey, what's up, man? Hey, do you wanna go get God?
Yeah, let's build a tower.
Let's get him. Let's build a physical tower.
yeah, the reason I bring this up at all is that I think that myth was created because of the fact that people were separated because of their different languages.
Right.
And they developed those different languages because they spread out to different areas of the world. And if we had an area of the world that was not separated by oceans and mountains, I mean, Pangea probably had mountains, but like we would have more of a homogenous culture, which I think would be better for everyone. I mean,
Maybe, yeah.
I love cultural diversity. I think that's great, what we are now. But I think if we hadn't been forced to create culture separately, we
Right.
wouldn't have, I don't know, maybe we wouldn't have fought wars as much. We just wouldn't have all been one big society.
It's very possible.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's speculative.
we probably would
It's
have found
hard to
other
know.
things to fight about. But I
Yeah.
think it would be interesting to see a society that everyone just kind of formed together rather than being like, oh, there's people across the ocean that are trying to come get my stuff now.
Yeah.
Like, instead, you'd be like, oh, we're all together and we're all one big.
It'd still be so big.
Yeah, it
that
was a
Yeah.
very big
It
area.
would still be,
There'd
like,
still be tribes
there'd
and
be
like
so
different.
much. Language would probably still develop, but I do think I'm intrigued by the idea of human
Right.
society developing from just one place.
There's
Yeah.
something about the idea that like yes there might still be fighting, but it's so much easier I feel like to get into the mindset of like us versus them when geography helps you. So it'd probably still be there, but I agree with
Yeah.
Mike. I think it would be really interesting.
Let's make Pangea.
Let's make it.
Let's push them all back together.
I'm sure that was the plot of some comic villain.
Oh my God,
You could build
yeah.
a badass monorail to go around the whole thing too.
I wonder if linguists would be sad.
Well, like you say, I think that like
still
in
developed, I bet.
Africa, Africa
Yeah,
has many
that's true,
countries,
yeah.
but they often speak many different languages because they
Yeah.
have one they speak like in their town and then one that
Yeah.
they speak in the country as
That's
a whole.
true.
So I think that probably would happen.
Well, good. I don't want linguists to be sad.
I know how much you care about them.
I'm pro-linguist.
Okay, this is from Jason Sididate. Which would you rather domesticate? This is crazy, so keep up. Reverse Brachiosaurus, which is short neck and tail, absurdly long legs.
okay.
So just picture that for a minute. Sounds like Salvador Dali. Or reverse Dilophosaurus. It has fans on its hand instead of its neck. So like the little like weird crazy fan thing.
Okay.
Those are on its hands. Or reverse T-Rex. It has tiny legs and stupidly large buff arms.
Oh, so sad.
Oh no.
So, short neck and tail, absurdly long legs. Fans on its hand.
Yeah.
And the third one is reverse T-Rex. So teeny tiny legs and huge buff arms.
Oh my God.
Ripped.
Okay.
What would you rather
Oh my God. So
domesticate?
which one of those three do I want?
Yep.
I definitely think the T-Rex with huge bulky arms and tiny legs sounds like a chicken, honestly.
But also dangerous because it could like
chickens have
punch
buff
you.
arms.
It could punch you. Yeah, chickens have like giant arms and these tiny little legs.
Wings.
Have you ever looked under those feathers? There's like biceps. Just like
Haven't-
a lot
Ew,
of them.
Haven't
I hate
You know how
that.
we have
Chickens'
one
arms.
bicep? Chickens have like 6 down there, and they're just like flying
so
all the
gross.
time. That's why they have those feathers, so that they come off as prey, but they are the real predators.
Okay. I was thinking that reminds me of that. Wasn't it one of the freak toys in Toy Story? Sorry, toys.
Yeah.
I don't mean to call you freaks. Let's say a nice
One of those
the misfit
cool
toys
toys.
that was like he walked on his arms.
Yeah, the
yeah.
baby. Oh no, there was that bug guy.
Yeah,
that
I
had
don't
baby
remember.
arms for legs, and he
Yeah.
walked on him, and his head spun. and he had a
Yeah,
crank on the back.
I think
Yeah.
that's how the T-Rex would
Love
just
those
walk
creatures.
on their arms.
Yeah.
With
And
their
then the
little
legs would-
dangling.
gross. Yeah, I
gross.
would definitely love to domesticate that. I think they could be put to work in factories. They could
Oh,
be used
no.
instead of cranes. They'd be so strong.
I would definitely go with the absurdly long legs but short neck and tail because I feel like it would just be a little clumsy but not as
Yeah.
dangerous. So I'd just have to like buy a plot of land and just like throw them out there and like they'd just like gangle around.
I love the idea of that because to us, picturing dinosaurs in our existence is kind of hard.
Yeah.
But we have ostriches. So picture like an ostrich,
Yes.
but you just smoosh the head in.
Yes.
And it's just like a ball of fluff on top of 2 really long legs. That is a great creature.
I know. It just
Yeah.
sounds funny.
That's
and
really
it just
good.
like I don't know. It would just be like a little awkward but not super dangerous.
Yeah, it sounds like a fantasy creature, which I mean, dinosaurs kind of do too. But
I think the fan fingers was what I want.
yeah, to stay cool in the summer.
Yeah. Well, also it just sounds like
What's the reverse
least
on that one? Sorry,
It's what is it? The one that
Well, it's the one that
expands
has the
fan
big
from its
neck fans, but instead of that, it would be on its hands.
on its hands. Cool.
The other creature I just kind of feel sorry for, but I
Yeah.
feel like as an evolutionary advantage, like fan fingers, I feel like could still be useful for the same purpose as the neck. You could be scary, but yeah, you could also like fan stuff.
You could be a blacksmith and like
Yeah, you could be-
fan the.
I like
fan
you're
the
thinking of
flames.
jobs for
Yeah.
these dinosaurs
Hey, I'm-
because apparently they're sentient.
We got to put them to work. They got to contribute.
Do you guys want one more?
Yeah.
Are we
one more,
good?
one more fast
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Okay, one more fast one. This is from Emily Allgaier. Would you rather have your only outfit be dinosaur pajamas or a brontosaurus costume?
My only outfit. This is the only thing I can ever wear. Dinosaur pajamas.
Yeah.
I have to attend things where I want to talk to people. And I think if I was wearing a brontosaurus costume everywhere, that's a pretty long neck that my head is stuck in and my face is not at the end of that neck. And so like, I don't know how
It's
people
just
talk to
flopping
me.
around
I
up
wonder
there.
if maybe there's a head hole like right where like the breasts would be of a brontosaurus. You know what I
I don't
mean?
think brontosaurus
A
have
chest,
breasts, dude.
Just where their
They're not
chest
mammals.
would be or whatever, but I don't know.
Okay.
You know what I mean though? Like there's
know what you
legs and
mean.
then there's a neck and then between that there's an area. That's where my face would be, just sticking out, smiling and being like, "Hello, thanks for coming over to my dinner party."
It's interesting that she chose brontosaurus and not T-Rex because those T-Rex costumes have been very prevalent lately.
They have, but
they're
I
in
think
ads for
she was
stuff.
thinking about like living life.
She's thinking
and
of the
how-
future.
Like wanting it to be a challenge. So the
Yeah.
brontosaurus costume would be a challenge. So would wearing dinosaur pajamas every day.
I don't know. I'd do it as long as I can wash them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of an advantage to the brontosaurus costume besides that you're really fun. Like, is that it?
If it's all the time, a lot of things that are fun sometimes would lose that
Yeah.
if it was all the time.
Depends how viral you can go as brontosaurus person.
You just
Like,
wanna go
because
viral.
here's the key. I remember back in the day when we did a Would You Blanket about Emily dressing up as the Globe, Globey, the mascot of the
Yeah.
Olympics.
Yeah.
It would be
Yes.
like that. People would follow you around for a glimpse of what you actually looked like underneath that brontosaurus costume. And so, I don't know, you could really like tease them, make them want it, like accidentally drop the pants of the costume just a little bit and be like, ooh, some tummy, watch out. I don't know. I can't think of a lot of advantages to that one, and I'm trying to take the other perspective, but really the dinosaur pajamas is the correct choice.
Comfy.
Yeah.
What do the dinosaur pajamas look like to you in your mind?
A brontosaurus costume.
Oh, it's the same, David. I was just picturing comfy t-shirt with dino pics on it, and then comfy lounge pants with like a tail.
I was thinking footy pajamas with a dinosaur tail. I think that's actually what she means, because those exist. Dinosaur pajamas like are real. Like they have a head. They're like the Kid in Where the Wild Things Are costume, but a dinosaur. Those actually exist. Children own those, and I think that's what she means.
And adults own them.
Well,
and adults.
I was not picturing that, but okay.
What
I'd still go with those. I was picturing like a flannel, like button-up shirt and pants, pajamas with dinosaur print.
I like that we all pictured different things for pajamas. Mike thought it was just a t-shirt, some nice pants.
We pictured probably what we wear for our pajamas.
Yeah. I picture naked with lots of dinosaur tattoos.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Pajamas. That's what we mean.
That's what I call my
Your
skin.
pajama suit.
Ew. Why? It's like the idea of someone referring to their naked self.
Just going to put on my pajamas, by which I mean nudity.
So nasty. Oh, I spilled some jelly on my pajamas.
I think because like pajamas is so unsexy. Like the idea of like pajamas aren't supposed to be sexy.
Be
so
better?
someone being like, let me take off my clothes and get into my pajamas.
Which I'm already in.
Would it be better if I called my skin my lingerie?
Honestly, maybe.
Maybe?
It's a tough one, but
my unmentionables.
Just don't call it. Just don't refer to it.
As my skin. I could call it my skin.
Okay, your
What
skin, or just like being naked.
My pajamas. This is a good sign that we're done.
This segment is extinct.
What's up next is the meat. I am the meat handler this week. My name's David. I'm your meat handler, and this week we're talking about dinosaurs, as you know. The meat's the part of the show where we talk about one question a little more in depth. We get really down to it. We dig up those bones, so to speak. If you had a dinosaur as a secret pet, what kind would it be? What would you do with it? And how would you keep it a secret?
I really like this question, David.
Thanks.
I would love to have a dinosaur as a secret pet. I decided I want it to be a big challenge for me because I think one of my favorite scenes in movies is when kids find a secret alien or dinosaur or robot and they're trying to hide it from their parents.
Yeah,
and they have to figure out they put a Halloween costume on it, hide it under the laundry. So I just like, what if I just had the biggest dinosaur? Like it would be a big challenge for me. So you just looked up.
Yeah,
I just looked up biggest dinosaur.
Oh my God.
Apparently was. I'm gonna read this full name: Titanosaur Argentinosaurus huncalensis. Okay, I don't know that last word. It's like I will just call it the Argentinosaurus.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
It was 96.4 tons and 39.7 meters long. Very large.
Damn.
So I want that.
Okay.
I would have to keep it in the woods.
Yeah.
It does not eat meat, which is good.
What does it look like?
It looks like what we talked about as a brontosaurus.
Okay.
But it's just a big version
Chunky
of that.
body, big long neck.
Long neck.
Nice.
I'm the size of its shin, basically.
Wow.
So so I could do some massive water slides down its back.
Yeah.
And I could get on it.
Water slides. Do people call it doing water slides?
You know what I mean.
I just want to, when kids go to a water park, they're like, man, I'm going to do that water slide so bad. Yeah. I just want to know if that's what they call it.
I just did. So now they will. Because I usually come up with all the new slang that kids say.
Influencer.
So,
that's what we call it.
That's what I am. Keep it out in the woods. Probably dress its neck up like a tree.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Glue some bark to its neck and put some leaves on its head.
Look at that giant moving tree that eats other trees. No big deal.
That's just it's just a tree spirit. Don't worry.
That's just a tree spirit.
Oh my God.
What else would it be believable as? Like construction equipment?
Yeah.
We could do that.
You could just, if you hang a flag from it, they'll think it's just one of those cranes that have flags on them.
And I think that's what maybe it could do for a job, because I know you want dinosaurs to have jobs, David.
I just want job creation, and if we can have dinosaurs,
that would be from the Flintstones, we know that dinosaurs are good at construction.
Yeah. And the Flintstone is authoritative in terms of dinosaur experience. So yeah, it's a good reference point.
Yeah, there would be a point where my parents would be like, because I guess in this scenario I'm a child.
Okay, you decided that, but okay.
I guess I'm just picturing it being the movie The Iron Giant.
Yeah.
Because clearly the government is going to come for my dinosaur because they always come for the cool stuff.
Yeah, they want the cool stuff.
They want the aliens. They want the secret magic that you have.
Yeah.
And so my mom would be like, why do you have those wheelbarrows full of cabbages you keep bringing out to the woods? And I'd be like, I'm just really hungry, Mom. I like to have a snack while I'm camping. And
I love the idea that this dinosaur doesn't get enough nutrients in its forest. That
its favorite treat is cabbages.
Oh, I see.
I didn't
Okay.
mention that
Okay.
earlier, but it loves cabbages.
Do you throw them up to it, or does it bend down to get them?
I make a little like trail of them.
Oh,
Yeah, and so it follows the trail, and
Cute.
then we sing together.
Oh.
It sings beautifully.
Oh, yeah,
its call goes. It sounds kind of like a whale,
Mm.
but a little more grumbly.
What do you name it?
a little more grumbly, like angry about stuff, or like rumbly.
Depends on its mood.
Complains more than a whale does.
It depends on its mood. I would name it RG.
Great.
That was how I named my childhood.
Yeah,
stuffed
that does sound like
animals,
a
so
kid's
that's what
name.
I would
Arge
do.
in charge.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's really
It is
good.
great.
That's a good pet, Mike. Good job.
Yeah. I did quite literally the opposite that Mike did, and I Googled the smallest dinosaur.
Little ones.
I chose a dinosaur called an aqualope or an ocalope or
okay.
ocalop.
Okay.
The Ocalops americanus was about the size of a small cat.
Aw.
It is the oldest species of horned dinosaur known from North America. The pictures are really cute because it just looks kind of like sassy. It looks like a little tiny Tyrannosaurus Rex, like a little
Okay.
one, and it probably maybe had like some feathers. It has like pretty little
Is it
frilly
bipedal? Like,
things.
does it walk around like a
Yes.
Tyrannosaurus Rex?
Oh, look at that little
Isn't that
guy.
picture adorable?
Okay, so it looks a lot like kind of a baby and a cat and a chicken, like combined.
and it's like making this like
Oh.
rah.
Yeah, I like
face.
the pictures because it's making a little rah face, but it's like a small sound.
It's
so it's
so
cute.
little, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that I don't know. I thought I read that it ate plants, but it kind of looks like it doesn't.
I mean,
It
it's
has big
okay.
teeth.
Like
Even if it eats,
cats
like-
are
right,
carnivores,
that's a good point.
and we keep
like,
them.
what
It's
is it
fine.
going to
Yeah,
do?
it's not gonna
I
eat
Did you
you.
say
get
how,
it some
how
rats.
long it is?
The size of a small cat, weighing
Oh,
about
okay.
1.6 kilograms and 60 centimeters. So I would keep this little guy. I think I'd probably want to find like a basement dungeon-esque type place because the secret I don't want it to get out.
A dungeon.
No,
Dino dungeon.
Yeah, and I would like kit it out, get like put a bunch of plants and
like a
stuff down there.
habitat.
Yeah, a habitat.
Yeah.
But I would want it to be able to like live its like free sloppy life. I wouldn't want it to be one of those things where I was like, no, I'm gonna train it to like not ruin
yeah.
my house. Like no, it would have its secret little world down there, and I would just like throw food down there and like go down there eventually, and then like sometimes in the middle of the night I would put it in a dog kennel, and then we'd go out into the wilderness and just prance around together. And I feel like based solely on the pictures that I'm seeing, it would be a great pet to have when I was like really mad and crabby, because it would just like, I don't know, I could just like tell it all my problems, and then it would just be like, wah!
Just like cats
Just
do.
be like mad.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, thank you.
Yeah.
You understand. A little bit like cats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I feel like it would be the kind of pet that like scampers around and like bites shit and
I feel
isn't
like it, headbutts things too for some
Yes.
reason. I don't know.
Yes.
It probably doesn't, but I just feel like it does.
yes, it wouldn't be like needy.
Sure.
Basically, it wouldn't be a dog.
You want it to be a cat.
I want it to be
Which
a
we
cat.
love.
But it's cool. It's
Love
like a
those
cat
dogs.
combined with like a lizard, which I really like.
Yeah.
So it's kind of in some ways like a very appealing pet to me.
Mm-hmm.
I like snakes and lizards and those kinds of creatures, and I like cats. And this kind of feels like I think the biggest problem would be figuring out what to feed it and how to not be grossed out by that aspect.
Yeah. But I think you could figure that out. Like, especially if you had a whole dungeon.
It's like raw meat. Just get it, like,
Yeah, exactly.
decorate.
Beef.
Like, you could make a whole... I actually think that sounds really fun. It's kind
Yeah.
of like an aquarium where you just
Yeah.
build this whole ecosystem
Right.
for this one
And
little
it'd have like a
friend.
big drain in the floor so that I could just like hose it down.
Yeah.
I think I would name her Jessica.
You can hang out in the woods with me and Argy while you're playing in the woods.
Thank you.
You guys could both do a water slide down the back of Argy.
David, who's your dinosaur friend? You can't pick all of them.
Every dinosaur.
No.
I dive into a
On
pile
your
of dinosaurs like Scrooge McDino. No, I don't pick all of them. I looked up a dinosaur that I didn't know because I was like, it's boring to pick what used to be my favorite dinosaur is the Ankylosaurus. But I looked up that and I was like, that would be very hard to. It's like a big old tank that has a tail that smashes stuff and spikes.
His head is that like round.
Like it's a really
skull.
cool ass dinosaur. It's maybe the most metal dinosaur.
So you Googled dinosaurs I don't know about.
Well, I Googled, what I did was similar to Emily, actually. I looked up dinosaurs that were sizes that were manageable.
Okay.
That wasn't the thing. I looked up dog-sized dinosaur, actually, because I wanted to kind of be able to like romp around with it and have some fun.
Oh, fun.
Because I think I like what Emily did with the whole habitat thing, and I think that's very appropriate. But I feel like dinosaurs, as a stereotype, I don't know this, shout at me if this isn't true. I feel like dinosaurs need a lot of space and like room to roam and all that stuff. They're very wild inherently because we didn't domesticate any of them. They don't like living in houses probably. So I chose something called the Stegosauruses. It's like maybe German Shepherd sized.
Okay.
Not quite up to my waist. It's not like a Great Dane. And it walks around on two legs and it basically has the head of a parrot. It's about 2 meters long. It's an herbivore. And basically why I chose it is because I want it to be my dog.
Do you have a picture?
Yeah, I could show it to you if you want.
Oh, it's kind of squat.
Yeah,
it looks a little
really
bit like
squat.
like a seal grew little legs and arms.
Yeah, because it has a very wide, chunky tail with small legs and small arms, and then like kind of a long neck, but it has a parrot head with a beak. So I think what I want to do with it is treat it like a dog in every way, including calling it a dog, taking it on walks like a dog. I would have some like cosplay genius make like a head and like a costume for it, and Emperor's New Clothes, the whole thing.
Like you'd make a dog costume?
Yeah, a dog costume.
I think that would be scarier than like...
And just be like, this is
weird
my
costume.
dog.
Exactly.
Like when people are like, what the...
Yeah, I'd be like, what do you mean? What's that? This is my dog. That's your dog. What's the big deal? Stop judging my dog on its body. Like,
Point to like a golden retriever.
like,
what is that?
what's that? It's just as weird looking as this. I would just normalize its appearance.
So
it's kind of like you, Mike. I kind of want to challenge. I want to see how far I can just straight face talk to people and say, this is my dog, a normal dog, don't worry about it. And when they ask what kind of a dog it is, I would just be like, it's a dog, don't worry about it.
I think what you should do, like you just showed us the picture on the phone of the dinosaur. You know how people will show you like unsolicited, they'll just show you pictures of their pets on the phone?
Yeah.
Like, people I don't know like will just be like, this, look, it's a cat.
Yeah.
My cat
Look,
did the
my
craziest thing.
Yeah.
You should just right now, you should just get a picture, keep it on your phone wallpaper and just be like,
And show
look
you.
at this.
Look at my pet.
Can you believe what was the name?
I think her name would be Samantha.
Samantha. That was the name of my hamster when I was a kid.
Nice. Samantha's a good name for a dinosaur.
Keep a picture on your phone and be like, look at
Yeah,
Samantha
look what Samantha did. Oh, she got into the trash
got
again.
Into the trash.
Oh,
Yep.
Samantha. And people would be like, that's a dinosaur, but I can't say anything.
People love dogs so much.
Yeah.
I feel like if you wanted to make it slightly easier on yourself, you could be like, oh, she has a skin condition.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. She was in an accident. She's a rescue.
Yeah, no, you could say any of those things because people love dogs. They also love animals that have something wrong with them.
She's a a disabled puppy mill rescue that had an accident and
I actually don't like talking about the things that happened to her.
And she's a
people would
crossbreed
be like,
that was harsh or something.
God, she's beautiful.
While
Don't
she's
ever
like
change Samantha.
eating trash off the ground.
Such a brave brave
Yeah.
puppy.
Yeah.
We love her. Does she have an Instagram?
Oh man, see, and that would push it even further. It'd be like, can I maintain an Instagram with a dinosaur, an actual dinosaur as the star, and not have the government come after me? Just be like, this is my incredibly deformed dog. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
There is a new Reply All episode where one of their reporters follows a YouTube star who is famous for having like a shit ton of pets, of weird pets.
Oh, sure.
And then she like introduces them and talks about them.
Cool.
And it kind of goes into this weird YouTube pet culture.
Yeah.
That is
Yep.
very bizarre to me. It was very interesting, but it kind of reminds me of that,
listen
like,
to that show
like
again.
that idea that you could be like, get into that.
Yeah.
And because people get so crazed about that stuff, if you pushed hard enough, people would just be like, people need to stop being so mean to Samantha. Not every dog is going to look like your beautiful golden retriever.
Leave Samantha alone.
Yeah, like people would, I feel like you could play it.
Yeah. I think it was, I have a coworker who said that one time they came home and their wife was crying because because she
Tears of wives.
The Tears of Wives by Henry James, because they wanted to adopt a special needs animal. Like they were just sitting on the couch watching videos of special needs animals and saying it was so moved to tears and say, I want to adopt a special needs animal.
Yep.
Like that's real.
the thing. Yes.
I just want to cap this off by saying I want to see our 3 animal pets getting lost in the woods away from us.
Homeward Bound
by
4.
Homeward Bound, the prehistoric journey.
Oh, could it be called Homeward Boned? This is not the Would You Blanket. This is not a game. This is not the third segment that you expected, but it is something that you'll probably like. I'm here with an expert. We brought in an expert for the show to talk about one thing in particular, and then a bunch of other.
Because I am a dinosaur.
And that person, of course, is my mom, Helen. And she's here today to talk about lots of stuff, but mostly dinosaurs and a little bit of David too.
Hi.
So I mentioned in the introduction that I was obsessed with dinosaurs and with trains, but mostly with dinosaurs when I was younger. And I remember these sort of vague stories from you about what I would do, how I would tell anybody that would listen about dinosaurs.
True.
No matter who they are or what the context was, I just loved them. So I'm going to sort of hand the microphone over to you, so to speak, and have you regale us with a tale.
Okay. Well, my favorite one, when you asked me about this, my favorite one that came to mind right away was the one when we were visiting your aunt in Illinois. And we went to a bookstore, her favorite. And I was always up for buying books. I wouldn't buy toys for you always. So you didn't always get the dinosaur when we went somewhere, but you could have a dinosaur book.
Okay.
So you were perusing. Well, we had picked out what I consider to be probably the best one for you. You were definitely interested in this one. So I go to the cashier and I hand it over to her. And she said, "Oh, are you buying this for your 7-year-old?" And I laughed and pointed to you while you were still standing over in the section looking at all the other dinosaur books and said, "No, it's for that 2.5-year-old over there." And she said, "Really?" And so she was so surprised you had to come prove to her that you could recite the names of all the dinosaurs.
Of course.
And,
Did I do it?
Proceed to do. You had a little conversation with her, yes.
Oh, that's great.
About your love for dinosaurs and how fantastic they were.
Yes. I was a dinosaur evangelist at 2.5.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Do you remember what my favorite dinosaur was when I was that young? Because I have one now that I think was my favorite, but I'm not positive.
My memory, if memory serves, it was the Triceratops.
Ah, okay. Huh.
I'm not sure if that has anything to do with any of the characters on Land
Before Time.
Yeah, that's right. The iconic movie that came out at your age.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I recall liking Stegosauruses a lot as well.
Okay.
With the big plates
With
on
the
their
plates
back.
on the back,
I remember
yeah.
being
Yep.
pretty into those guys. I wasn't a big carnivore
Nope, you didn't.
lover. I wasn't like, oh yeah, the dinosaurs that kill. I didn't really care about the killers. I was
Well, he always thought those little arms were kind of stupid.
yeah, stupid. I want those big beefy trunk legs and arms. Which is why now if people ask me what my favorite dinosaur is, I say the Ankylosaurus. Because it's so weird looking. It's like a turtle but with spikes everywhere and a big old club, and it's a weird looking chunky thing. And I remember I learned about it from The Land Before Time, I'm pretty sure, because there is one.
There is
that's
one
very
in there.
grumpy
Yeah.
and eats a lot of
he is.
leaves.
Yes.
And I remember being like, what is that terrifying dinosaur? Because it's so big and weird looking.
And he just whacks his tail around.
Yeah,
yeah.
So I had to. So
Yeah.
thank you, Steven Spielberg, for
Yes.
making The Land Before Time.
Oh, yes. And every mother everywhere loved it because you would all eat green foods.
Right. We would all
Because
eat
the
tree stars.
dinosaurs ate green foods.
That's true. They loved
You
them.
know, they love green foods. So that was a perk.
So I have a bunch of would you rathers from
Okay.
our listeners.
Okay.
We got a lot of submissions when we asked for dinosaur related would you rathers. So to start you off with this. Lauren Deesh asks, you must pick one species of dino to bring into our time. Would you rather pick a large herbivore like a Diplodocus or a smaller but vicious carnivore like a Velociraptor? So a real big one that's harmless, or a small one that might be kind of hard to handle. Might want to eat people a little bit, just a little bit.
Well, since I'm afraid of spiders, I think I would have to go with the herbivore. Because I certainly don't want to watch out for small dinosaurs that might eat me.
No,
That's okay.
a Velociraptor is like a really big spider
Yeah, I'm sorry.
that
Yeah.
does want to kill you.
Yes,
Spiders don't
right.
always.
No.
That makes sense.
A little too much terror for my,
too
for
much
my
terror.
heart. Yeah.
Would you like to keep a Diplodocus in your backyard? Or
Do you remember that storybook?
Was
The
it?
Dinosaur in My Backyard?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I blend it together with like Danny and the Dinosaur
Yes,
and a
there's
couple
that.
other very
Yep.
iconic dinosaur books.
Yes.
But I do remember that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
I don't know if I would want to keep a big Diplodocus in the backyard, but maybe a baby one for a while till we
Kinda
could
cute.
release it in the wild, like lions, how
Right.
they start
And it could
out
be the
small and then
first
get bigger
one,
and
and-
vicious,
yeah.
Yeah, right. We'd have to put them somewhere where it was obviously forested.
All right. Next up, Foster Johns asks, would you rather babysit Baby Sinclair from the Dinosaurs TV show? You remember that guy?
Yeah, I do.
Or all the little dinosaurs kids from The Land Before Time?
Ooh.
All 4 or 5? There was Sarah, Littlefoot, Ducky, Petrie, right? 4? That was the squad.
That ran around.
Spike was
and
there.
Spike.
5.
That didn't say anything.
Yeah, he just was there and he ate
Yeah,
stuff, but he
right.
was there. Okay, so those 5 baby dinosaurs, or the baby from the Dinosaurs TV show.
I think I'd take The Land Before Time.
I think everyone
Yeah.
would. That baby was a nightmare.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Even though it's 5 kids that
Yeah.
are clearly, not super well handled.
At least they were looking for parents.
That's true. They were pretty responsible, except for Sarah. She was like, I'm
Yeah,
going to do my
I
own
know.
thing.
Yeah, right.
I'm Brad.
Yeah. I actually enjoyed Petrie and his mother present very special line and
Oh, yeah,
little
that's true.
Yeah, that was
Right.
yeah.
They do
He
have
was-
a good respect for their parents. That's important.
He couldn't fly, so he couldn't run away very far.
True.
So there is that.
This one also comes from Lauren Deesh. She's sent in a bunch.
She likes dinosaurs
She likes
too.
dinosaurs, clearly. You discover a new species of dinosaur, and you get to name it.
Ooh.
Would you rather name it after yourself or after a loved one that's no longer with us?
Oh, definitely a loved one.
Yeah, I could tell by your
Absolutely.
facial
Yeah,
expression.
mine like a Helenosaurus is just not, I'm sorry. No. Or Helenaraptor? I know, we're not going
That
there.
almost sounds like a thing. So let me modify the question a little bit, because I know some people would probably like to be notorious and have a Davidosaurus or something.
absolutely.
But so let's make it a little harder.
Okay.
Would you rather name it after somebody that's alive right now or somebody that's passed on?
Somebody that's passed on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Who do you
Yeah.
think you would name it
Yeah.
after? Do you have any ideas?
Well, off the top of my head, I'd think of spunky members of our family, that,
Yeah.
well, I guess now that I think of it, he isn't dead yet. It'd be Uncle Everett, because he's just got that crazy sense of humor and those naughty, glinty eyes. And he does not listen to this, so I can say this stuff because he'll never hear it.
Those naughty, glinty eyes.
He does. He just,
does.
and if you talk to his daughters, he's always playing tricks on them.
So
Yeah. So
I mean, I love that idea, and I love that description of Uncle Everett. But also, do you think dinosaurs are especially tricky or mischievous?
I mean, if you're going to land before time,
I guess that's
you
true.
know, we got to take a look at what our comparisons are here.
That's fair.
Maybe not real dinosaurs. Yeah,
Sure.
you know, but hey, if I get to name it,
Yeah.
you know, and I find a new species, how do we know that it wasn't the sly dinosaur?
How do we
Wink,
know?
wink.
Maybe we finally found
You
that
know,
trickster
that's
dinosaur.
right.
I love it. Let's do one more. Emily Allgaier asks, would you rather find a complete skeleton of an unknown dinosaur or an alien crash site? So diversification a little bit.
Okay.
But which of those discoveries sounds more exciting to you? I assume you're an archeologist or you stumbled
you just
upon
have
it.
to,
Maybe
you know,
Who knows?
you have to start there.
Gotta start there.
That I'm digging for something.
Yeah. Or you're a kid in an 80s movie and you're biking around.
I actually think dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I believe they existed at some point. And I don't know if aliens do. And,
Sure.
at least I could believe what I dug up.
So you think you'd doubt yourself if you found an alien crash site? You'd
might-
be like, I don't think this is... Okay.
But we have dug up whole dinosaurs, and
Right.
I don't have a problem believing that they existed
That they were
at some
there.
point.
Sure.
Where
That they
there
were in
weren't
the ground.
people around, and so they didn't eat us. I don't know.
So that you're right. Who
yeah,
knows?
we weren't there.
Yeah. Alien landing. Be harder to maybe like adopt into your schema.
It certainly would be exciting.
Sure.
Yeah. I totally believe that, and I love sci-fi,
Right.
but
also it doesn't always go great after you find an alien crash site. Like War of the Worlds.
the prognosis is not always very good. Yeah, right.
Exactly.
So humans now become inconsequential.
You were responsible for wiping out people. Whereas
you
a
very
dinosaur
much.
skeleton, just a fun research experiment.
Right, exactly.
Okay, you can do it in the comfort of your own home. Just look at those bones. Have a nice time.
Yep.
Well, thanks for, I was going to say joining me, but I kind of joined you in your dining room.
right.
But thanks for being on the show.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It was fun.
It's fun. Do you have any questions for me?
Do you remember any funny things besides what we talked about that you did as a child with dinosaurs?
I do remember a birthday party at one point that I had that was dinosaur themed.
Very.
And you and Dad, maybe just you, I don't remember who helped with this, dyed a bunch of chicken bones white.
Yep.
I think.
Bleached them.
You bleached them. Yes, you bleached them and buried them in the sandbox.
Absolutely.
Outside in the backyard, a big square sandbox.
Yep.
You buried them all and then had everybody at the party dig for dinosaur bones.
Yep.
And I don't remember what you got when you got a bone, but you were just digging through sand and you'd find bones, and the person that found the most bones got something.
It wasn't really a game in that way. It was for you to construct something out of the bones you dug up. And so then you used some Play-Doh or clay to stick them together, or you could just lay them down on a piece of paper, as if they were flat, and build a dinosaur out of whatever you found.
Huh. No, I like that. I like that it was more of a creative prompt and less of a contest. Yeah, that's smart party planning too, because then nobody's mad.
Nobody's mad
like,
because they didn't win.
Hey, this is the part of the show where we recommend things to you. And my recommendation is that, of course, you just go meet my mom because she's really cool. That's all. Bye. Thanks to Jane James and the Hunger for their song Killing It from the album Raw. Thank you to Christian Hagen for his logo. If you want to find us on the internet, you can find us very easily. We are on Facebook at Hypotheticast, on Twitter at Hypotheticast, on Instagram at Hypotheticast_IG. You can email us stuff hypotheticast@gmail.com, or you can just go to our website and do all that fun business, hypotheticast.club. That's the hub. Get there, hypotheticast.club. If you go on iTunes, you're going on a podcast app that you use, and you leave us a review, that's awesome because it gives us ideas for what to do. It tells us what we're bad at, tells us what we're good at. Of course, I would be sad if I didn't get to do a no questions asked question. So here we are. This one is for you, all the listeners. Tweet it at us if you want. Answer it. The question comes from Nissa Nordland Morgan. Would you rather get drunk with a T-Rex or with a Triceratops? Tweet us your answers. Thank you for listening. Thank you for bearing with our technical difficulties. And I hope you have one of the best days of 2018. Not your life, but of 2018. I think this one can be pretty good. Okay, bye.
I'm marching, marching, 'cause I'm killing it. I'm killing it. I'm killing it. I'm killing it.
Uh-oh.
I forgot this one.
Okay, you hit me.
I hated those toys that made noise.
Yes, you did. We didn't have very many of them.
We didn't have them. But your grandmother, bless her soul, gave you one that made noise and moved. It wasn't a remote control because it was attached. In that era, they had to be attached. And its eyes lit up and it growled and it walked. And I just died because it would go off in the toy box by itself. One of those toys mothers always hate and won't buy for their children. But you love that dinosaur.
Thanks, Grandma.
Yep.